Namaste, namaste.
So, to brief
Namaskaram.
about Dr. T.P. Kumar, sir, he is a space scientist, and really, sir, I'm privileged, I'm honored to share the stage with you. He's an educationist, spiritual director, motivational speaker, and author of Life of Love, Rhythm of Life, Life Made Simple. He has been a Director General of Security, Cabinet Secretariat, Government of India, New Delhi, Director of UGC Academic Staff College, Calicut University, Kerala, and as I just mentioned, he has been a scientist for Advanced Data Processing Research Institute, Hyderabad. Over to you, sir. I would like to invite on this occasion to address the gatherings.
Namaskaram and thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pooja. Thank you, Rajanama, for this hosting me here. Just before we formally started, I was hearing the discussion of Major Muhammad Ji and Ramendra and Major Niti. I just finished a program with one of those schools from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock. The development of human activities as India boasts that we are great, and this is what is that we are supposed to do today. Sometimes doesn't happen the way our forefathers, great thinkers wanted India to be. Today I was having few school leaders who were standing all the time behind us during the program. I found him not strong physically. So I was asking him, why are you not eating perfectly? He says, yeah, I got a lot of health problems. So we see out of 80% of Indians have got health problems. I do this when I go to some schools, ask a question. How many of you had breakfast? I keep asking when I go to the poorest of the poorest schools and richest of the richest schools also. At an average, we can see 80% don't eat well. Either they have poverty or they have poverty because their parents have poverty in loving their children. Materialistically, they are rich. So I keep saying we need, as the Bharatiya tradition says, we need to be physically strong, emotionally very strong, which needs to be inculcated not probably in the childhood level, at the parenting level. If parents don't have, they don't give that to the children, so very difficult to change their behavior pattern if the character is not built very strong during the early childhood of education. Education, yes. Today when I went to the school, they have got 3-4 different groups. Vivekananda group, Srinivasa Ramanujam group, Maulana Asad group, Jhansi Rani group. So each of the group leaders were standing beside me. I asked them one general knowledge question about those. Under those names it was named. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. Sometimes writing the name itself, there is a spelling mistake of the names. I'm not talking about a normal village school. I stay in Hyderabad. Right? I've been meeting millions of students in this country. Since 2009, I am roaming around nook and corners to meet Indian students, Indian principals, Indian teachers. Last week I was in Riyadh meeting hundreds of principals of Gulf country CBSE schools. I do this day in and out. Intellectually, not very sharp. Somehow they want a certificate, somehow they want a. So somewhere it's missing. The real core essence is missing. Social skill. Probably when I go for a program, at least 50 people will take a selfie with me. I keep telling them, send me that picture. They don't do it. I found I am being called in the school where 10 days back I was in a college. One of the students' mother happened to be the headmistress there. That's how I am called. So the mother called and then said, it's because of her you are being called. I said, I don't know this girl. Actually I know. But I said, I don't know this girl. I was there in the last. How do I remember you? In a class you have got 400 children. You don't even communicate after that. If you don't communicate, how do I remember people? I asked. So I said, the social skill is, we are being taught today, don't speak to people, don't talk to anybody. It's a scary world. I think the young children, they wanted to catch everything and then play with items. Will say, don't take it, don't touch it, don't sit there, don't stand there, don't go out, don't climb. This is what we teach. I keep asking how many parents will tell their children, do it. I can stop somebody grabbing some item in front of me, but I should give something else. That we don't do, right? So I jokingly say, when somebody asks a name, what's your name? He may say, don't Pradeep. Why? Because that's what he heard from childhood many times. Don't Pradeep, don't Pradeep, don't Pradeep, right? It's not name. The don't is a prefix by mistake. Or no is a prefix. So they keep thinking that my name is starting with the NO or DONT. That's what they think. And many people keep calling when they get scolding, they say, I'm useless fellow. I keep telling the children, you are not useless. You are useless. It needs small correction. See, what the society keeps telling us is what is getting into each one of us. So, the social fabrics of India is not as flowery as what we wanted to have. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are concerned about it. Individually, occasionally have discussions, but in actions, we see very, 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 very pathetic. So physically, emotionally, intellectually, socially. The last, spiritually. I am blessed to have Swami Rama from Himalayan tradition as my guru. I belong to the Himalayan meditation tradition. I don't know how many people have got. It's not how many people got educated. Today, even spirituality become a big marketing place where people have to see how many people are in front of you, right? So it's not that what you teach, how many people heard this is more important. I think we need to have a relook at it. We need at least a few cluster of people where we can create a model to say the real quality exists here. And that will create a lot of changes in the world. I'm so happy seeing an author. I also wrote a book on education. It's a book, Learning and Teaching Principles and Pedagogies for E-Web Net Learning. I wrote this when I was part of University Grants Commission as director and insisted that the teaching should become e-learning platforms. When? 2005. So after 17 years, now this book has some value because Professor COVID taught us without e-learning world cannot move along. But when I wrote this book, the publisher did not reprint it because there was no demand. And nobody wanted e-learning in their platforms. NEP started 2015 it started, 19 it opened up, 4 years of discussion. Nobody knew discussion was happening around. Again, COVID made this as a big agenda of webinar discussions around this globe. If COVID was not there, NEP would have gone without even anybody noticing it, probably. Only school people will know. I remember when you can type in DrTPS Grandma Child Care Center. I started one in 2005 in Kerala. One sample informal education center where age 3 to grade 3. How can the students play each other to learn things around? The other day I was giving a lecture, so probably I have small items which I make myself to teach mathematics to teachers. How mathematics learning can be fun, right? So I'm using 1 feet, 1 feet, 1 feet to make a square. Just bend it. I can make it a circle and see the perimeter remains same, but in computations it doesn't. Area remain different. So I make a lot of craft art programs around this to show how practically people can visualize learning. So we need people who can reach out to students, understand the requirement. Mothers can become teachers. I have a reason for sharing this in this platform because I believe mothers have to get educated. They should not become supervisor to what the teachers are teaching in the classroom and say find fault. No. School should be open for parents, grandparents, all the people who wanted to become part of it to sit around and then see what's happening in the schools. It's like a social center where people can collaborate, contribute, and communicate. 3C programs. Collaborate, contribute, and communicate to the children. So that the next generation, at least a few kids will understand it's not certificate, it's the value system which can be added. This was what has happening in the grandma's house. With the parents and grandparents, at least the social gathering was part of every festival which we had. So on this day, Republic Day, I'm sure, Ganatandra, Republic is Ganatandra. Ganam is people. Tandram is the strategy. Right. So we need to have a good strategy for the next Tantra. Otherwise we will keep celebrating. It doesn't make a difference. So that Ganatantra, the real strategy of people with lot of new activities. Next year we will celebrate 75th. 75th we also celebrated the independence, but it's only end up in celebrations. But we are not able to create some strong item which says that, oh, this is my contribution towards. We need to chain up ourselves. I wish the activity under CVMD has got a good connectivity with the people. We can have some very concretized program which says this is the action plan which we are going to do. In the next 3 months we will see this is what is implemented. Next 12 months this is what. I don't call it as milestones. We don't require stones now. We want mile jumps. Okay, let us put a lot of gems on the miles to see that each one glitters and then spreads messages to multiple millions of such paths. It's my prayer and pranams and thank you. I can go on and on, but I know that it's not the platform for that. I wish if you have some questions to beat around the bush, I am not wasting my time. So thank you. Wish you all the best. God bless you. Inshallah. Hope we will have physical meetings, physical activities, putting together. Maybe reading books is also good, right? I also have got time. Today I was remembering, I forgot to take this book when I went for the program. It's my poetry collection, 100 poems are there, in which I wrote about one great visionary with whom I had few interactions in my time in space department and also in few sessions. And some of the people who worked with him for editing his website was my student. I contributed them to him. Kalam. I wrote a poetry on second day of his demise. And the poetry I wrote it as Malak. Malak is the reverse of Kalam. And Malak has two meanings. In Hebrew it means decorations. No, Hebrew it means angel. In Arabic it means decorations. So I wrote my Malak to Kalam, the Malak. My decorations to Kalam, who is an angel. Right. So teachers have got a great role to play. I don't think he was never like to be called as sir. I also keep saying don't call me sir, because even after 74 years of republic, we still follow the stupid Britishers sir title, which Dr. TPS would have been very happy to get it. Sir Isaac Newton, Sir C.V. Raman got it. They also stopped it. Ma'am is a very bad word to be used. Instead of that, I called only Rachana Amma, if you specifically listen. Right? I don't like to be called. I scold people when they call me sir. I tell my children, elders, I leave them because irreparable damages have been gone into them. But I keep telling young children, call your teacher as teacher, guru as guru, or call them by name or Didi or Amma. Right? I tell my children to call me as Chacha, Papu, Nana, whatever name you want. You feel like I am equal to your grandfather, call me grandfather, no problem. Grandpa is also fine. But never call me sir. Just now, after the program, I got a message from somebody. Immediately what I wrote is only that. Don't call me sir. This is what every in and out I do. But it's irreparable because it has gone into each one of them. No? We need, somewhere somebody has to make a difference. I think we had great leaders whom to be followed. Not those famous. Famous people are many. We have a lot of people who are not that famous, but they contributed great values. So let us also create, we are not, but let us create somebody for the next generations to come, right? That's what I do. I was telling, Ramakrishna made a Vivekananda. Vivekananda could not make another Vivekanandas. So my contribution could be, if I can make one Vivekananda, is good enough in my life. We are searching who can be the greatest. So rarely we see some gems. Let us all search and find out somebody where India's happiness index will become much better. You want it to be spreading smiles, right? Showing happiness is smiling. Feeling happiness is little higher. But much bigger is being happy. That needs spirituality within. So I may not show happiness, I may not feel happy, but I am happy. That being happiness is what I think spirituality can spread. So let us create that base of spirituality, and then on which we create all other fivefold development. Pranams to each one of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful insight.
Sir.
I won't say hello.
Okay.
Sorry. I take my words.
Look at what I have written there to speak to me. Then you will count it as Dr. TPS.
Yes. So, Dr. TPS, it was wonderful listening to you, and I was amazed by the use of that word, useless. The youth is being useless for today's modern time, and I agree with you that the social fabric of our India has to be changed. That you have talked about the Sarvodaya, which the Gandhiji also wants to change. So, in today's time, I think every individual is a mobile temple. So, this is a time where we need to inculcate these spiritual, these social skills as well as intellectual skills in our youth. You talk about how emotionally we need to develop ourselves, how emotionally we need to we need to develop a good character, and that good character can be developed from the family. So the value system has to work on. And I rightly agree the kind of certification you were talking about, that today's education is more on having the degree, getting those awards, and I think the core of education is missing out. So we need to work on that. And as educator, Rachna ma'am is there, and all are somehow associated with the education field. So it's our responsibility to take a mile jump together, and together we can change the world. Thank you once again, sir. So, thank you once again, Dr. TPS. Now I will mind it and I won't use this word again.